Welcome back, everyone. Today we're taking a deep dive into a concept that's often talked about in wealth-building circles. The idea that millionaires think differently about money.
Right.
And we've got this really interesting snippet of text here that caught our eye.
Yeah.
And it basically boils down to this idea that rich people, they don't buy liabilities, they buy assets.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard that saying before?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It gets thrown around a lot, especially in personal finance spaces. But it's one of those things that sounds good on the surface.
Right.
But it's worth unpacking, What does it actually mean to buy assets instead of liabilities?
I think that's exactly the question we need to answer today. What's the difference between an asset and a liability?
Yeah.
And how can that difference help us multiply our wealth?
Okay, so let's break it down. An asset is basically anything that puts money in your pocket.
Okay.
Think of it like a little worker bee bringing of honey.
I like that.
Some classic examples are, a business that generates profits.
Right.
Stocks that pay dividends.
Okay.
Or maybe real estate, like a rental property that brings in consistent cash flow.
Okay. So it's not just something you own, it's something that's actively working for you.
Exactly. Now, flip side, you've got liabilities. Those are the things that take money out of your pocket.
Okay, got it.
They're kind of like little money-sucking monsters,
Oh, boy.
common culprits. Car payments.
Oh, yeah.
Credit card debt.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that expensive gym membership you signed up for but never actually use.
Definitely guilty of that.
Things that drain your resources instead of adding to them.
So basically, if we imagine our money as a team of workers, assets are the star players, bringing in more money, and liabilities are constantly demanding a paycheck.
I like that analogy. It really paints a clear picture.
Right. Okay, so now I think we've got to get to the heart of the matter. Our text here is pretty bold. It claims that millionaires, they get rich by buying assets, not liabilities.
Yeah, I see where you're going with this.
So how does that actually work? How do they use this concept to actually multiply their wealth?
Well, it's not just about earning a high income, right?
Right.
It's about what you do with that income. Millionaires, they understand the power of leverage. They use their money to acquire assets.
Okay.
And those assets generate more income. Then they reinvest that income into acquiring even more assets, creating this awesome snowball effect.
That sounds kind of amazing, like a virtuous cycle.
It is. It's all about putting your money to work for you instead of just working for your money.
Okay, I see. But, let's be real for a second.
Sure.
Sometimes those liabilities, they can be pretty tempting.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially when you see everyone around you buying the newest gadgets, the fanciest cars, the biggest houses.
It's easy to get caught up in that, for sure.
Yeah, there's this pressure to keep up with the Joneses. But our source specifically warns against spending money just to look rich.
That's a big one.
Why is that such a trap?
Because it tricks you into prioritizing appearances over actual wealth. You end up pouring your money into things that lose value over time. Cars, clothes, gadgets.
Depreciating assets.
Exactly. Instead of investing it in assets that could actually grow your wealth, you're essentially sabotaging your own financial future to project an image that might not even be real.
So it's kind of like buying that shiny new sports car that loses half its value the second you drive it off the lot.
Exactly. You might look rich for a minute,
Right.
But in reality, you're just throwing money away.
Okay, so we've talked about assets, liabilities, and the millionaire mindset. But how can our listeners actually put this into practice?
Right. Well, I think a great starting point is to take a close look at your own spending habits. Where is your money going?
Yeah.
What are you currently spending on that could be classified as a liability?
Like, are there any areas where we could cut back or maybe even eliminate some of those money-sucking monsters?
Exactly. Maybe it's that daily latte.
Oh, the lattes.
Or that subscription box you barely use.
Or maybe even downsizing to a smaller apartment or getting rid of that second car.
Right. You'd be surprised how much money you can free up by just making a few small adjustments to your lifestyle.
And then that freed up money, that's what we can start using to invest in those wealth-building assets.
Precisely. It's about shifting your focus from spending to investing, from consumption to creation.
It's not about deprivation. It's about being mindful and intentional with your money.
Exactly. Remember, every dollar you save and invest is a seed you plant for your future financial freedom.
So it's not just about buying a bigger house or a fancier car. It's about building a system where your money is working hard for you even while you sleep.
That's the ultimate goal. True wealth isn't about flashy displays. It's about having the financial security to live life on your own terms.
So true. Well, I think this has given us a lot to think about. I encourage all of our listeners to take some time to explore these ideas further, maybe research different asset classes.
Yeah, great idea.
Or analyze their own spending patterns.
Absolutely.
And remember, understanding these principles can empower anyone to start building lasting wealth.
And who knows, maybe even join the ranks of those millionaires someday.
Maybe indeed. Thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.
See you then. TTEO.